3KZ Grand Final Football.
This is Ian Major, together with Captain Bloodjack Dyer, Ted Whitten and the 3KZ football panel, welcoming you to Grand Final Day at the MCG. 1979 saw Hawks fail to make the five after their premiership last year. Fitzroy were in the finals for the first time since 1960. North fell by the wayside in the preliminary final after more expensive recruiting at the start of the year. Collingwood improved dramatically leading up to the finals and turned the tables on Fitzroy and then North Melbourne to meet Carlton in the grand final. Blues had only lost 3 games during the season, and captain coach Alex Jesselenko had every reason to be quietly confident for the flag when they thrashed North to move straight into the grand final.
Here's the start of the grand final of 79. Collingwood and Carlton go into action as the umpire bounces the ball high.
The damp conditions and heavy ground were expected to assist Magpies in the game. However, both Carlton and Collingwood struggled to get their games flowing. Blues wasting golden opportunities to score only 4 behinds. Collingwood capitalising far better, had 2 goals, 2 on the board at the end of the solid and sometimes fiery first quarter. It was still looking bleak for the Blues halfway through the second quarter, as Collingwood added extra goals through Davis and Ireland.
Sun shining here now at the MCG. Alan Edwards from behind, knocked to the ground. Alston's there, trying to gather in the ball, but taken away here by Armstrong, who was caught. Did not even attempt to handball that ball away, and consequently lost the ball, and the free kick taken by Alston of Collingwood. Right in the centre, short one to Peter Moore. Again, as Ian Major mentioned before, left unattended these Collingwood players, using all his speed, gets a handball to Alston, and down he went, but the umpire will give a free kick here to Alston. Boy, he was set up for that, Ian.
I'll say he was right in the open, and Keogh, one of the most unlikely players to come in and take advantage of a setup like that, really came in. I thought he was going to tackle him the next minute, and he went right in after him.
He's the one they've been niggling at Keogh all the time, though. They started on Keogh from the word go there, and he's wetted on him that time, as they say in football, and lined him up nicely.
Well, he's in trouble, this fellow, by the looks of it. The umpire, Billy Della, with 4 trainers around Alston now. Peter Moore has taken the free kick. Peter Moore now, from the centre half forward position, gets the torpedo punt going down towards the square. They fly behind. A mark to Collingwood. It looks like Rossi Brewer, who has taken a mark right in the square. And what a lift for Collingwood if he can put this one through, and I can't see him missing it. Don't want to put the Moz on, but boy, what a chance for Collingwood to go further ahead now. Wouldn't be the full 10 metres out. He moves in on its way, and it's through for another one to Collingwood. What a start for the Magpies side, as we see now the score go to 5 goals for 34 Collingwood to Carlton 6 points.
And nothing going right for Collingwood for Carlton at this stage. And there's a bounce of the ball. It goes out towards Fitzpatrick. Oh, but Wearmouth, he was too slow getting it down to his rover that time. Wearmouth came through but lost the run of it. It's gone out towards the wing position. But there's been a free kick, and the free kick is going to Carlton. Coming around the right foot, shoots it out towards coming in to take a nice mark indeed. Here's Francis. Francis gives the hand pass, gets it across to Harms. Harms coming down the ground with a long kick towards the goal post. He might have just missed this one too. Yes, it's only 1 point on the board, and Carlton have gone to 7 straight points. Collingwood 5-4, 34 points.
At least Harms has brightened up the centre a bit.
He has been using his speed coming down. McCormick kicks in. It's a good kick, sending it to the centre half-back position. Trying to pull it in there was Kink, but there's a chance for Carlton to come through. Here's the hand pass, comes across, and it was Fitzpatrick going for the big kick down the ground, but once again McCormick in front has taken a beautiful mark in front of McClure.
Can't afford to play him from behind, Jack.
No, see, he certainly turned into a good fullback, this fella McCormick, as he gets it out towards the wing position. Up goes the big fella. It was Fitzpatrick, got thrown to the ground by Edwards, and he will take the free kick. Fitzpatrick going back on the wing position on the grandstand side and sending Carlton back into attack again. Up they go. Magro went up in the air too at the same time there, but the ball goes down to the ground. In they mark, who gives the hand pass across, lines them up. It is going through as Harms, and Harms has put this one right through the centre. That was a bit of combination play there as Mark Koo gives the ball across to Harms. Harms using pace, got away, went straight for home and put it right through the centre. And that's the first score on the board as far as the goal goes to Carlton. Carlton 1 goal, 7, 13 points. Collingwood 5-4, 34 points.
20 minutes before the first goal to Carlton, and that happened to be 20 minutes into the second quarter. Who would have believed it?
Kink coming in, gives the hand pass to Shaw. Picks it up nicely, Shaw, and going for the big kick down the ground. Jezelenko using his strength and also his agility, but he's dropped a sitter. They've got it out in the open. Is going in after it is Brewer. Brewer's got the ball there. The umpire's going to ball this up right in the 10-metre square.
I don't think I've seen Jezelenko fumble so much for years.
He fumbled, yes, badly. Got the player out of position all by himself, and then he fumbled. Fitzpatrick gets high. It goes to Shaw. He tries to get out of the pack, but cannot do so. Picked up there by Dool. He takes her, just goes bang, but I think he's giving a free kick here. No, the umpire said it was touched, and it goes through for 1 point, or it was punched through by Dool. And the score's reading now: Carlton 1-7, 13 points. Collingwood 5-5, 35 points. 2 kicks to Jezelenko. There goes for not a good kick by Jezelenko. He kicked out that time. Mackay slid after it, but they're beaten again there as the ball's near the boundary line as Banks is going in after it. He's trying to pick it up. He's still battling it out, Banks. He's got the ball, tries a hand pass too. Got it down nicely, and there's a flying shot towards the goal post, but the umpire said it was well offline and went over the line and out of bounds, and the free kick is going to Carlton.
Mackay is now in at centre-half forward for Carlton after your comments about McConville, gents. Mackay at centre-half forward.
Waiting now for Armstrong, who's apparently on the ground, 2 for them. Armstrong comes in, and with a long, not Armstrong, I mean Austin, going for the long kick down the ground again. Edwards had 2 bites of the cherry, but the umpire said, yes, it's yours. And the mark has been taken by Edwards. And going for the kick down the ground again, but Jezelenko's leading into this one using judgment. And also a bit of shrewdness here. Jezelenko got in front and took a very easy mark this time. He immediately comes across the ground. He's trying to play through Klomp over there, but it's punched down to the ground, and they go into action again as it's picked up by Anderson. Anderson goes for the big one again. It's going towards the goal post, but it swings away, and only 1 point goes on the board to Collingwood. Collingwood 5-6, and that is 36 points. Carlton 1-7, 13 points.
Curly Austin again from fullback drives the ball out towards the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground. Moore goes up, tried for the free kick, didn't get it. Down goes Armstrong, grabs the ball, wheels back onto the right foot, gets a little kick in towards Klomp, but it's through his legs. Klomp can't pick up the pace, but he gets the ball that time, and the handball over to Buckley. Buckley coming down the ground with a drop punt kick in towards McClure and Marcoux. Marcoux flips it back over the top. Magro backing up for the Magpies. Marcoux goes back in after the ball, hands and knees along the ground, but he couldn't get it. It's the Woodsman in front, led by Ray Byrne, well shepherded by McCormack and also Worthington. Byrne handballs back to Worthington, but they've let them in. A chance. The ball has been intercepted by the half-forward Johnson, picked up by McClure from the handball. It's in towards the behinds. It just hit the turf before it went through and guided on the left-hand side of the behind post over the line and out of bounds. A little bit of sloppy football by Collingwood there. Thought they had it all wrapped up. Here's the boundary line throw in. Moore charging down the ground, gets it down for the knockout. Picked up by Buckley. He's brought to the ground, but the umpire said around the neck, and it's going to be a free kick to Carlton, 25 metres out on a slight angle, but still plenty of space. It's Armstrong throwing the ball over to Buckley. Umpire right on the scene. 3 Magpie defenders, a little bit disgusted, standing by the side there. Now putting the arms up in the air. I don't know whether they're praying or trying to put him off. A bit of both, probably. As Buckley comes in, he's pointing to the umpire and says, hey, can you keep them away from me when I'm coming in? Now he moves in towards goal. The goal umpire's under it. Mark McClure's clapping. The goal umpire puts up 2 fingers, and the second Carlton goal goes on the board at the 25-minute mark. Carlton 2 goals 7, swings them up to 19 points. Collingwood 5-6, 36.
By Jose needed that one because it's going to pull them together a little bit. They're starting to go in a little bit harder and look for one another a little bit better, I think.
Now Mike Fitzpatrick, left for the ruck duels at the moment, moves in. Peter Moore is there, up he goes. Moore gets it down on the ground, but it's going straight to Johnson. Johnson gets a little left foot kick in. In comes Southby down the ground. He couldn't pick it up, but Armstrong does. Gets onto the left foot into the half-forward line. Sheldon comes out and takes a very clever mark in front of Magro. That was a good mark to Sheldon, under a bit of pressure there. Judged it nicely. Boots back to full forward. It's over the top, it's rolling. It's bouncing through. I think it's made the grade. It's made it for a goal. And that's a fair bit of luck for the blue side, because McClure was just trying to edge McCormack out and have a grab it in one hand, but it went over his head as well, bounced slowly towards the goal and through. And it now makes Carlton 3-7-25, Collingwood 5-6-36, only 11 points the difference. Little luck goes a long way.
Yes, I think that player, the Carlton player, chasing it in there. I think it was Harms chasing it in there. He thought he'd been touched, but apparently it hadn't. Down the ball goes again, picked up by Dool.
And here it is with Southby getting it off Dool and booting it into half forward. Coming up the ground is Rayburn with a good defensive dash into centre half forward. Over the top it goes. Jesselenko moved out. Wearmouth, he's got one in the eye. Brewer is caught. The ball is down on the ground, picked up by Dool. Out towards Francis, who's playing a good game. Francis after the ball, picks it up. They've got the loose band going. A short pass to Johnson, will be over his head. He's run into a bit of trouble and ducks out of the way. Streams down the ground on the left foot in towards McClure. McClure ducks out McCormack. It's down on the ground. Barcoo goes in like a little ferret looking for the ball. He's dragged away from the ball. In goes Buckley. He's dragged away, and the umpire said dropping the ball. A little bit harsh on him, but the umpire said you had the run of the ball and you should have got rid of it. And the free kick going to Rayburn. Teddy Whitten.
Byrne now from the half-back flank, takes his kick looking for Rene Kink, who makes a beautiful lead, and Kink dropped the mark, but conditions are not good. Kicks the ball off the ground now, and Dool comes out from centre half-back, chased by Edwards. He gets his kick in, not a good one. Down towards Klopp. McClure's out there, also Anderson for Collingwood. Goes to the ground. Umpire now watches closely as Olsen picks up the ball and shortens one to Rayburn. Not a very good pass at all, and put him under a lot of pressure. Johnson's in there for Carlton. He'll eventually get a kick towards Harms. To the ground it goes. Morris comes in, and Morris will take the free kick. Umpire said he was pushed in the back, and he's on the half-back flank here for the Collingwood side. Crowd demonstrating against the decision by the umpire. His kick goes looking for Alan Edwards from behind. Knocked to the ground it goes. Banks tries to gather in. Can't do so. Down to the ground, and umpire Della moves in and will ball up.
Would you have played the free kick too?
Where's that one, Ian?
The one to Edwards?
No, I wouldn't. There's a throw up there by Billy Della, Fitzpatrick and Moore. And Fitzpatrick gets a tap down and goes to the deck, and players moving very hard. A wild kick comes out of the pack. In the front van here is Anderson, chasing the ball, tries to gather in, but he can't do so. He goes to the ground with it, and he was held, but the umpire called play on. Picked up by Olsen, goes for the short one. Looking for Craig Davis, over the boundary line, up the full. Right up the players' race, the ball has gone, chased by Curly Austin, who now is on the ground for Carlton, and will take the free kick from that position. We've now been playing 28.5 minutes into the second quarter, and the kick is up around the wing position, and Peter Moore moves in, but play on is the call. Handball to Morris, Morris to Shaw, Shaw onto his left boot, goes around to the forward pocket area, and moving in to take a good chest mark is Klomp. Klomp goes for the short one now, looking for Armstrong, finds him at centre half-back. He plays on, gets onto his left boot, comes down the middle now. Fitzpatrick on his own in the centre, and races away, looking for the high fly as the kick on its way. And McClure's mark. He plays on. Another goal to Carlton. Right through the middle. And the Carlton supporters have come to life here at the MCG. Just on 30 minutes into the second quarter. Collingwood, 5 goals, 6, 36. Carlton, 4-7, 31. The bounce. Moore comes in and wins the tap down. Goes towards Olsen, to his left boot, to centre half forward. Rene kicks there and marks. Rene kick not within kicking distance under these conditions, I wouldn't think. A good 65 metres out from goal. On its way, not a good kick. A torpedo punt off the side of the boot, but gets distance. Up around the forward pocket, gathered in by a Collingwood player here, whose number was smothered. Taken away here now by Carlton's Buckley. Onto his right boot. Clears in dashing style towards the half-back flank. Anderson's the first Collingwood player there. Threw the ball between his legs, but Klomp gets the ball. Handballs out to open spaces. Picked up here by Johnson. Johnson to his left boot, looking for McClure. In front was McCormick, kicked off the ground by McClure. And a chance here for Buckley this time. Can he pick it up? Yes! Goal! Another goal to Carlton. And the Blues have hit the front now. At the 31-minute mark into the second quarter. Carlton, 5 goals, 7, 37. Collingwood, 5-6, 36.
A 1-point lead at half-time was turned into 21 points at three-quarter time with goals through Sheldon, Young, McClure, Jones and a brilliant boundary shot by Peter Francis. Collingwood could only manage 2 through full-forward Craig Davis.
Right, let's head over now to the living legend, Captain Bloodjack Dyer, for the 1979 Grand Final quarter.
Now we're ready as the umpire for the last quarter of this big match here, the Grand Final of 79. Here's Fitzpatrick setting himself. In comes Moore too from wide out. He gets high, but Fitzpatrick gets the left hand to it. It's down on the ground now. The umpire set around the neck, and the free kick is going to Olsen. Olsen now with the ball coming in for Collingwood, going for the big kick down the ground. The pack fly again. It goes down to the ground. No one can pick it up at the present time. The umpire will ball it up. The pace there now. It's been a hard day for all these players with a heavy, wet ground. And here's Fitzpatrick going up again. He gets high, gets the ball down to the ground, but they're sitting on Fitzpatrick a little bit and around the neck, and the free kick is going to Banks. Banks now takes the free kick, and Banks could be within kicking distance.
Yes, it's a new ball, Jack, to start each quarter, so he's got the chance. It'll be dry.
Waiting now for Banks to come in for Collingwood, and we have a very interesting goal this if he can kick it. Coming in, kicks at the man on the mark, Southby. And Southby comes across the ground, but he kicks at the man coming towards him again there. Very close football now as it's picked up by Moore. He tries to get through the pack. He gives it to Morris. Morris kicks it blindly down the ground. Jezelenko's got the ball in front of him. He sticks the boot into it. It comes out and off the ground it goes. Another kick off the ground here going further towards the boundary line, but there's plenty of Carlton players there as it's picked up there by Armstrong. It is going for a long kick down the ground again. It goes over the top. It's hit down to the ground. Johnson just missed it going through, but here's a chance now as Harms and also McClure striding up towards it. He picks it up. McClure gets the left boot into it down towards Harms. Harms is going at it using pace and strength. They both fall over the Carlton players. It lets Collingwood get out of this one by the looks of it. It's still on the ground. They're still battling it out, and the umpire's going to ball it up.
Collingwood player is a little bit stiff, not getting a free kick at the last moment. They grabbed him when he was going in for the ball. First I thought it was McCormack. It wasn't. It looks as though it might be Derek Shaw moving out the back there. No, it's Andrew Ireland, but he was a bit stiff.
Waiting now for the throw up in the air. Didn't they go in after it again? It was Big Moore getting the knockout this time, but they can't do any business at all as a pack of players come in on top of it, and the umpire's going to ball it up. Well, it's nice and slushy there too, the same position where he's balling it up. Here's the players all around there. In it goes now, and then goes Mackay this time. He gets the ball down to the ground, picked up there by Olsen again, but always a chance there. It's thrown to the ground by Buckley. He lines the goalpost up as a flying shot, but it's well offline this one, and it's gone through for 1 point only. Carlton 10-13, 73 points, leading Collingwood. Collingwood 7-9, 51 points. There's the kick by Pickinson, and right to the centre half back position goes to Buckley. Buckley scouting very well, sends it back to where it come from. Here's McClure, got the sit at the back, up he goes, but good mark was taken in front. A very good one indeed was taken by Picken. Picken didn't like the push in the back he got either. He shaped up a little bit there, but plays on now as gives the ball across. It's a long kick, sending it out towards the wing position. Hits the turf, going towards the boundary line. In goes Moore and also Fitzpatrick. And Fitzpatrick takes it over the line and out of bounds right in front of where we're broadcasting from. That's in the members' stand as it's thrown in again. They bustle it out again. It was Fitzpatrick getting the ball out towards Anderson. Anderson trying to pick it up, gives the hand pass again, gets it across to Olsen. And Olsen with a long kick down to the forward line. And it's a big kick too down to the forward zone. He hits the turf. Shaw missed it going through. But in comes Edwards. He's got the ball. He balks, comes back, gives a hand pass over to Carson. Carson gives a hand pass over to Shaw. Shaw goes for a left foot kick. It wasn't a good one at all. They cover this well as Southby's in there too. And the ball goes over the line and out of bounds. Is going to be a free kick, and we'll see who's going to take that. They say he kicked it over or threw it over the side, and the free kick is going to Kink. Well, there's no doubt he can make the distance. He's in a very acute angle though. He's got to run round to have the shot. He does run round. He lines them up and goes for home. He lines them up very neatly too, but it's gone right across, I would say. The umpire puts the one hand up and only 1 point goes on the board. Collingwood 7-10, 52 points to Carlton, leading 10-13, 73, getting it out to the forward the back pocket. And Carlton now have got a little bit further up the ground. The mark has been taken safely here, and they come into action again with Mackay coming down with a long kick, sending it out towards the central position, and it's knocked down to the ground again. In they go in after it. A hand pass coming out, getting to Magro. Magro gives it over to Kink. Kink gives another hand pass further down the ground, but it was a bad one. It allows McConville to come through, backed up there by Southby. Southby tries another hand pass, gets it over towards Armstrong. He breaks away nicely. He's on the left leg. He shoots it out towards the wing position. There's Klomp up in the air, takes the mark.
Went for the handball.
Buckley said it was over the line. The umpire said it was over the line, so he's going to throw it in. In it comes now with Fitzpatrick in the ruck against Moore. and the ball hits the turf. They're picked up again by Buckley and sending it high in the air out towards the centre half forward. Up goes Mackay. The boy hits the turf again. A kick off the ground, gets it over towards Anderson. Anderson gives a hand pass across to Magro, and Magro goes for the big kick down the ground. The backmen set themselves. It's punched away by Austin. Austin gets it out nicely. Here's a chance for Carlton now as he picks it up for Collingwood. He's back on the left flag, kicks it across the man coming towards him, and the ball goes over the line and out of bounds, and there'll be a throw-in decision about the half-forward flank or near the half-forward flank.
5 minutes gone in the last quarter of the 79 grand final.
In it comes with the big fellas going in the ruck again. It was Fitzpatrick getting the knockdown to Armstrong. He immediately puts it straight up in the air with a kick. They go in after it. The ump Edwards takes the mark, but the umpire said play on. The ball's been held to Edwards, and the umpire will have to ball it up.
Check the scoreboard. Carlton 10-13-73. Collingwood 7-10-52. The difference is 21 points.
Waiting now for the throw in the air. He's going to throw it straight up in the air. Fitzpatrick's in there, whips it down to Armstrong nicely. Armstrong coming into the game. Here's a chance now for Francis to take the mark. No, it's Keogh to take the mark. Keogh with the ball now, looking for someone to kick it to down there. He's going for big Mackay. Mackay's got the sit here in front, and he's taken a beautiful mark, Mackay. Just like a dry day this time. He got hold of that one to take the mark. He immediately plays on with a long kick down to the forward, looking for He got up in the air. That was a glorious mark by Picken. Just about a free kick if he hadn't marked it, though, but he sat up on the top of the big fella there. He didn't like it, McClure, either. He's still jogging around there. Here's the ball hitting the turf again, picked up by Magro. He's on the left foot down to the centre half forward. A bustle there, and it was getting knocked down to the ground, and in goes Fitzpatrick. He immediately handballs it across, gets it across nicely over towards Austin. Austin goes for the big kick down the ground again to the half forward flank position. Sheldon's in amongst them there. It goes down to the ground. Here's a chance now as it's picked up by Carlton again. It's down, getting it to Johnson. Johnson goes in after it, swings around the left foot, gets pushed out of the way, goes down to the ground again. In they come in after it again, but the umpire, what's he say, is going to be a free kick, and the free kick is going to Collingwood.
Pushing the back to Morris, Jack.
Morris it is, right on the boundary line. Waiting now for Morris to go into action from the half-back flank position, right up towards the wing. Kick there, and also Edwards coming through there, and Edwards will take the mark and the kick.
Very nonchalant, wasn't it?
Wasn't it very nonchalant too, and he dropped it just as he got to it too, and there it's down to the centre half forward position again. In they go. Buckley's in a bit of trouble, gets rid of the ball, tries to get it out to Keogh. Keogh he does. He gets the hand pass back to Southby. Southby's going for a small one now. A nice little kick over to Dool, and Dool comes back on the right foot and drives it down. Here's a chance now for high flyers. Up they go. It's punched down to the ground, picked up there, and a hand pass over to Morris again, and Morris has gone for the big kick down the ground. Edwards humbled that. There was Fitzpatrick gets it to Dool, and Dool down to the centre half forward position again. Up they go. They punch it down to the ground, but coming through was Mackay with plenty of pace. Oh, bad hand pass. He's put Sheldon under the hammer, but he's got away with it. It goes out to Harms, and Harms goes for the big kick now, and in front again to take a mark. A very good one indeed. Has been taken in the back pocket. Got mud all over his jumper there. It was Picken sending it right out towards the half-back flank position where the mark has been taken by Collingwood.
Magro grabs the ball and boots up towards the wing on the outer side of the ground. Edwards does another high-flying trick, but it doesn't come off now. Barham's got the run of the ball. Robes brilliantly picks it up and gets on the left foot into the pocket. Here's Jesaulenko and Ray Shaw taking after the ball. Jesaulenko sips over. It's down on the ground, but the umpire's played a trip against Jesaulenko, and it'll go to Ray Shaw. It's 40 metres out from goal. It's on the boundary line on the outer side of the southern stand at the Richmond end of the ground. Ray Shaw feeling his ankle as he hobbles back. By a quick scan of the field, I'd say Carlton have got most of the Collingwood forwards picked up with 1 or 2 to spare. Keogh's on his own. Shaw coming in now. Taking plenty of deliberation about this kick. Going to aim for the big sticks. Fires in towards goal. It's a nice shot, but I think it's a fraction off line for one behind. Collingwood 7-11-53. Carlton 10-13-73. 20 points the difference at the 8-minute mark, and 3KZ is football. The kick out is out to the half-back flank. The crumbs are picked up there by Anderson. A fire back towards forward, picked up by Davis. Davis swings it back, and he's put it through for his 4th goal. 4 goals on the board to Craig Davis, and the Maggies move up to 8 goals, 11 behinds, and that'll swing them on to 59 points. Carlton 10-13-73. And it's 9 minutes gone. 14 points the difference here at the MCG. Can the Magpies bring about a revival? The Magpie banners and the cheer squad starting to put some enthusiasm into their yells. The bounce of the ball in the centre. Up it goes in the air with Fitzpatrick knocking the ball down to the ground for the Blues. Armstrong cuts across but doesn't take the ball with him. Goes back in after it. Wearmouth chips in. Dodges one player. Streams down the ground. Bounces the ball. This is Wearmouth at his best. Comes into half forward. Goes for the short pass. And he's found his man in at half forward. And this will be little Carlton with the ball. Lee Carlton going back. Was thinking of going for a handball, but he's decided to go back, and I think he's going to have a rev for the big one. Now Wearmouth calling for the pass. Klomp doesn't know whether to pick him up or not. Now he drops back as Francis comes in. Carlton with the ball, the big left footer in towards goal, and it's there for another one. And the Magpies are 9-11-65. Carlton 10-13-73. We've got a game on our hands again. Now hear the Magpie fans yell. That brings a bit of throat back to them. It's a big ball game on again. Here's the bounce of the ball. Up they go. Fitzpatrick again got it down to the ground. A chance for the Blues, but a cut in by Magro. He's playing the ball in front of him. He won't let go of it. It's down on the ground. He's put it onto his boot, and the umpire is going to come in and ball it up again. Would you say, gentlemen, that Carlton have fallen for the complacency trick again?
I think a bit of pressure being applied by Collingwood, mate. The last chance.
Not a bit of wind, you know. There's a nice bit of wind here.
And in the ruck duel, it's a free kick against Peter Moore, and it's going to big Mike Fitzpatrick. Mike Fitzpatrick comes in, goes for a neat drop punt kick into half forward, and a beautiful position pass to Mackay leading up the ground. He loved a big occasion, David Mackay. You mightn't see him all year until the big ones come along. Here's the kick to half forward. Up goes McClure, and McClure marks in front of Picken. A neat pass too by Mackay. Give the boy the credit. A great pass to position on the half forward flank, and McClure came up and smothered it in the chest, and Picken had no chance of getting near it, and McClure held it up for the crowd and especially to Billy Picken. It's been a great duel between those two. McClure from 40 metres out comes in. Carlton now needing goals again. Puts it on its way. It's straightening up, but not enough, and it's through for one behind. The field umpire allowing play to go, but the goal umpire was waiting for the all clear to signal one behind. Carlton 10-14, 74 points. Collingwood 9-11-65. The difference is 9 points at the MCG at the 12.5-minute mark. Kevin Morris kicking out, kicks it to himself and plays on, drives out towards the grandstand wing. Here's a run for the ball with Renee Kink and Klomp. Kink gives Klomp a nice little nudge, gets him out of the way, handballs to Anderson, and Anderson takes off for the big ones. It's a good torpedo down the ground, but Jezelenko is there, judged it beautifully and marks it safely on the chest. Alex Jezelenko, captain coach of the Blues. Victory in their nostrils. Boots out to the centre wing position. Up they go. Mackay couldn't mark it. It's down on the ground. Anderson goes in there. Given a little nudge, but the umpire said it's going to be my ball. Kevin Smith with the ball. Just throws it up in the air as Moore arrives late in the scene, but Fitzpatrick gets the top out towards Klomp. Klomp takes the ball neatly in one hand, smothers it in, boots into towards the half-forward line. Johnson tagged, but gets the ball over to Harms. Harms tries to duck one player, gets it back to Johnson. Now Johnson from half-forward streams to goal. On the left foot he goes, but he's astray, and it's only one behind. 10-15-75 Carlton, Collingwood 9-11-65. 10 points the difference, and 14 minutes gone. Kick out to the half-back flank on the grandstand side, picked up by Wearmouth beautifully. He gets a left footer in towards King. King couldn't take the mark. He nearly got it. It's down on the ground. A little Buckley goes in after it. A desperate effort by Anderson to pick up the ball. He gets it out to Wearmouth. Wearmouth now coming into the game quite a deal more. Into half forward it goes, and McConville goes up to take a great grab for the Blues. Teddy Whitten.
McConville from the back pocket now comes around the members stand side. Over the top went Fitzpatrick. No mark. Anderson threw the ball out here. Or was it Dyer? It was through the ball to Anderson onto Kink. Kink lines up the goals. Torpedo punt. A goal to the Magpies. A beautiful piece of football there from Collingwood. Andrew Ireland threw the ball out to Anderson. Handball to Kink and right through the middle for another goal. Scoreboard now reads Carlton 10 goals 15 75 to Collingwood. Going up the board now, it looks like 10 goals 11 61.
71.
That's right. 4 points the difference. Kevin Smith now back at centre field, bounces the ball. Listen to the crowd, will you, at the MCG, over 100,000 people. Down to the Collingwood ruck rover, Rod Olsen. Goes down to the half-forward line and a mark to Byrne. Byrne handballs to Magro. Magro goes forward, looking for the high flyers. Craig Davis, can he mark it? No, it's been knocked away by Jezelenko over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Hurt himself when he went up too, Ted.
Jesselenko down there on the ground. You heard from Ian Major. A desperate lunge. He's limping bad, calling for the trainers. Jesselenko looks like he will go off as the umpire now throws it in. It goes down the ground, taken by Dool. Dool's a handball to nowhere. In particular, players form a big heap there as the umpire decides to ball up once more. Umpire now in the forward pocket, getting very dull here at the MCG. There's the throw up now. And out goes Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick gets the ball down the Southby onto his left boot. Goes around towards a half-back flank there, over the boundary line for a throw-in once more.
Jess is still in the hands of the trainers, Ted.
17 minutes mark, or 16-minute mark gone into the last quarter. 1979 grand final.
Stretcher.
Going off the ground is Peter Brown.
Calling for a stretcher, I think.
Stretcher job for Alex Jesselenko as he goes straight off the ground as play continues on the outer side. Southern stand side of boy. Look at the Collingwood players going in. There goes McCormick. Has a long shot for the goals. They fly. Carlton's there and Collingwood players, but over the boundary line as McConville nearly took the mark and a throw-in will take place.
I reckon Carlton have only got 17 men on the ground.
Carlton, Jesselenko was off the ground and Brown also came off, and now there's Sergio Silvani, Wes Lofter all down there telling them what's going on. There's the throw out there to Wearmouth. Wearmouth's in trouble, gets the ball over here and a shot at goal by Collingwood. Over the boundary line for a throw-in, right across the face of goal. What excitement here at the MCG, and what tremendous pressure. Jesselenko being carried around the ground, around the boundary line by his trainers, and it could be a bad injury to his ankle or leg as he went down in a pack of players. There's the kick now from defence by Carlton, favouring the grandstand side. Peter Moore got up high, no mark, down to the ground. Anderson's been held for Collingwood and will take the free kick. Anderson, no, it's not, it's going against him. He was in possession. There's a kick by Francis now of Carlton, who comes forward looking for Mackay, but he overrun the ball. Keogh kicks it off the ground, out of here towards Byrne, picked up or tried to be picked up by Harms. Harms recovers, picks up the ball now, half forward flank, shoots at goal. There's nobody home, and it's well offline, and no, it's kept in play. What football! What beautiful football by Wayne Harms. The ball was virtually going over the boundary line. He took a dive, hit it with his hand, right back into the square where Sheldon picked it up and kicked a goal for Carlton. What a relief it is for Carlton with that goal, Ian.
Great piece of play by Harms. What desperation. He really threw everything into it. An example to his other teammates as he gave the example earlier in the day of what they have to do. Carlton were playing before, as I mentioned, when Ted was calling, with 17 men. Until they woke up, they had Jesselenko off and only 17 men on the ground. Captain Blood, take it away again.
And there's the punch. It goes down to the ground, all around the neck. There is play on us right in the centre as McCoo's in there trying to get out of the pack. He cannot do so, and the umpire's going to ball it up. Waiting now for the ball up decision right in the centre of the ground again as time's marching on. Here it is now, a bounce out, going out towards the big fella again, down to the ground. It goes with a bit of a fumble. In they go, Pickens in there, can't handle the ball at that stage, and the umpire will ball it up again.
I'll check the scoreboard, Jack. Carlton 11-15-81, Collingwood 10-11-71, 10 points the difference, and we've gone 18 and a half minutes.
Up it goes, another bad bounce. It's hit there, going out towards the wing position again. Carlton going as McCoo going after a player there, a hand pass out to Morris. Morris gives the hand pass up to Carlson. Carson's in a bit of trouble. Oh, he's caught with the ball this time. Now it's around the neck, and the free kick is going to Carlson. Carlson with the ball now, and Collingwood go back into attack. There's the kick right down to the forward, down to the centre half forward position. Bad miss there by Fitzpatrick, going down to the ground there. It's going after it too, can't pick it up at this stage, and the umpire's going to ball it up.
Getting very dogged, Jack.
By Woods, yes. That was a bad mistake by Fitzpatrick. He got the hands to it, couldn't hold it at all. And here's the ruckman. There's plenty of players around the ball as the umpire bounces it again. In they go, and it was a good hit down to the ground by Fitzpatrick. It comes out towards the wing position, out towards Shaw, chased by Keogh. Keogh, he goes down to the for Brown. Has good defensive work here, picked up there by Brown. Brown out towards the wing position, and McCoo has taken the mark. This is McCoo with the ball now to send Carlton back into attack. There's McCoo looking for someone to kick it to. Comes right across and goes for the big kick to the centre half forward position. In they go in after all. Fell right into that one, and going back is Francis to take the kick. Been a good player for Carlton all the day, and here's another one to Johnson. A courageous mark by Johnson this time, and Carlton go back into attack. Here's the kick by Johnson right down to the forward zone again. High flyers wanted, but all good steady defence there, and the mark taken here from the back line. And this is big. Is it no? It's Brewer on the ground for Collingwood. Brewer it is, a push and a shove there, down to the ground it goes again. Another push in the back. The umpire let it go as it goes out to Keogh. Keogh puts a short one in. He gets it to Harms. Harms gives the hand pass across. He's put him under the hammer though this time, and he's on the ground battling out. Finally it's picked up by Ireland. He punches the ball over the line and out of bounds for a throw-in. Scores reading: Carlton 11-15, 81 points. Collingwood 10-11, 71 points. Waiting for the throw-in now with Moore in the ruck against Mackay. They lean. Moore try to pull it out. They dive in after the ball again, and once again the umpire will ball it up.
We've got a crowd of 113,545 people here at the 79 Grand Final.
Up they go. It was Moore getting the knockout, but a good play here by Sheldon. That just looks like going after the ball. Finally it goes to Klomp. Klomp tries a pass out towards Sheldon. Sheldon gives a hand pass further down the ground. In they go in after. It's picked up there and a hand pass over to Wearmouth. Wearmouth gives another hand pass up to Brewer, and Brewer comes down the ground with one bounce. He goes across the ground now, sending it out towards the wing position, and Carlton has taken the mark. He immediately goes off, goes for the big kick down the ground. It's not a good one at all, and he's put it right in the hands of the safe hands of Southby. Southby with the ball now coming in. There's a kick by Southby. It's a long one out towards the wing position, and a chance there for Armstrong. Got the hands to it but couldn't hold it. Went over the line, out of bounds for a throw in.
22 minutes gone. Final quarter of the 1979 Grand Final.
Here it is coming in now. There's a throw in with Fitzpatrick battling it out there with the big Moore. He got a beautiful knockdown to the ground. In goes Southby in after it again. It's still on the ground. Plenty of players here trying to get the game there going again, but the umpire will have to ball this up. Waiting now. Tired players around everywhere at this stage. And here's the bounce of the ball. Or it's going to be thrown up in the air as Fitzpatrick and also Moore. And was Moore pulling it out of the ruck. Tries a hand pass. It wasn't a good one. Here's Fitzpatrick trying to get it out to Carson, but Carson's in there. Here's a run now as McCoo gets it out. He tries another hand pass. It wasn't a good one at all, but a chance for Keogh now as Keogh gets it down towards Johnson. Johnson going after the ball, showing plenty of pace. Picks it up, puts the boot into it, but he's put it over the line and out of bounds. The free kick is going to Collingwood. And the ball on the ground again, another hand pass, but it's still on the ground there with the players coming on top of it, and the umpire will ball it up. Ball up decision now. And here it is in the dying stage of this match here. It's up in the air with plenty of time for Collingwood to get up if they're good enough. It's picked up by Keogh, but he can't get out of the pack. Picked up by Collingwood, and they're on their way. King tried to kick it off the ground, couldn't do so then. He went for the big punch, missed it. It went down to the ground. He tried to kick it off, but the players come in on top of the ball, and the umpire will ball it up. It's like rugby scrums now. It's just getting up and down the ground with a ball up decision most of the time. Still on the ground there. Wearmouth's trying to get through the pack, couldn't do so. In they go in after it again, and once again a push in the back, and Carlton will take the free kick.
Ray Shaw demonstrating against the umpire, saying it wasn't a free kick, but the umpire is right there and has given the free kick. And going back to take it, this might be Johnson right up the ground, is it, to take the free kick? Johnson comes in. He was in the half-forward flank, deep into the half-forward flank a few minutes ago, and the left footer lets go now and drives to back where his position is. Mackay's given the centre half back, McCormack, who has come up from full back, a little nudge in the back, but Smith was right on the scene to give the free kick to McCormack. The Collingwood fans saying straight down the centre, and that's what McCormack does. Right in towards Ellen Edwards. It's knocked away by Dool. It's down on the ground, and there's Johnson again to pump it back in towards centre half forward. It's over the top. The mark has been taken by Brewer. He was thinking of a handball, but Mackay had McCormack well covered there. Brewer of Collingwood sends it back out towards the wing. Up they go in the air, and this is Johnson again. Johnson again with 3 kicks in a row for the Blues.
Left 2 Collingwood players on the ground. Are you in?
Johnson goes for the short left footer over towards Marcoux, and also Armstrong, and Armstrong has taken the mark. Marcoux goes down the ground, as Jack said, 2 Collingwood players colliding in mid-air. We'll pick him up in a moment. A short pass. Oh, he's made a muck of it, this one. He's going to his feet now and drives in towards the half-forward line. That short kick in towards the centre half-forward position, and it was holding the ball, the Carlton fans say, and the free kick going to Kevin Morris. Young now going back out to the wing position from whence he came after he kicked the ball. Morris takes the kick and drives into centre half forward. They've got them pretty well hemmed in there. It slips through the fingers. A little pick up there by McConville. He couldn't get away with it. Picked up by Francis in turn for Carlton. Back in towards centre half forward. It's taken by Brewer. They're not covering them there. Oh, Moore took the handball, but his kick was right off the side of the boot. A chance foul for Barham. Barham's speed breaks him away from the Collingwood opponent. Dool is tagging him. He slips down on the ground, but the umpire said in the back. And Ricky Barham will take the free kick on the half forward flank on the outer side of the ground. Magpies in towards the front road end in this the final term, and time is ticking away. We are now into time on. Ricky Barham with the ball. The difference at the moment, 10 points Carlton's way. Barham comes in. A punt kick. Up in the air they go. No one can mark the ball. It's congested football as everyone dives in. A handball out into the open, but the umpire said it was a throw, and it's going Carlton's way. Klump going back and looks as though he'll be paid the free kick. Robbie Klump with the ball. Had a good season with the Blues first time up. Comes in, drives over towards the centre half-back position. Harms goes up, spills the mark, but Francis is there to continue his good work for the day. Francis goes wide to the half-forward line. Sheldon puts up one hand, couldn't get to it. Byrne dives on the ball for the Magpies. Handballs to Ireland. A pick up by Brewer. The handball was over to Brewer and now up to Ireland, and Ireland takes the mark. Ireland with the ball for the Maggies, going deep, time running away. A good low trajectory torpedo, but the mark has been juggled there by McConville. It wasn't paid. Wearmouth handballs down to Edwards. Edwards runs around. There's one kick, fires to goal, and I think it's there. It is there. The difference is now 4 points. Collingwood 11-11. 77 points. Carlton 11-15-81. 4 points the difference. 27-minute mark. Now, the dying moments of the 79 grand final. Collingwood with a chance to snatch back victory. Moore knocks it down on the ground, but Harms comes in once more. Probably the difference between Carlton's revitalisation. Out to the half-forward flank it goes, and the ball defying all the players as it gently rolls over the line and out of bounds onto the half-forward flank. Carlton with the game possibly ready to be snatched away unless they pull out something extra. Mackay goes up with Moore, picked up by Byrne, but he's thrown out of the way. Buckley falls on the ball, picks it up and gets a left foot kick and a half forward. He's knocked after play. It's down on the ground. No one can pick it up at the first time. Barham comes in, scoops it between the legs, but it goes to Armstrong. Armstrong kicks into the pocket. It's all Magpies down here. No, in goes McClure. He handballs to Mackay. Mackay couldn't get it. Another handball into open territory. Here's a chance for Marcoux. Marcoux fires for goal, but it's 1 point. Carlton 11-15. Now going to 11-16, 82 points. Collingwood 11-11, 77. Mr. Football, Teddy Whitten.
Boy, what a game of football here at the MCG. A short one here now by Collingwood, and it goes out towards Brewer on the half-back flank. That kick then came from Ricky Barham, and Brewer on the half-back flank comes around the grandstand side. Magro in front, had the ball knocked away. The umpire has paid a free kick. Umpire pays a free kick to Stan Magro right on centre wing. Play goes on up towards the half-forward line. Styron! It's all over. Carlton are the 1979 Premiership side. With the final score, Carlton 11-16-82, defeating Collingwood 11-11-77.
Well, what a game it turned out when Carlton looked as though they had it sewn up. Collingwood came back with that last dash and got to within 4 points in the way they were playing. It looked as though they could have snatched the lead back again to take victory. But no, not to be. It was a shorter quarter that time, only going about 28.5 to 29 minutes. And the Blues are the victors in 1979. Carlton 11-16-82, Collingwood 11-11-77, Captain Bloodjack Dyer.
Yes, and what a game. You've got to admire Collingwood after that. They came back, they certainly came back and just about took it away from Carlton, but they steadied owing to a brilliant bit of play by Harms there around the boundary line. I think that was the turning point of the game. He flipped it out when it was a desperate effort. He flipped it across, picked up by a player running past, quickly into an empty goal, and that started them back on their restoration again.
Jesselenko is being brought out by two trainers or two officials of Carlton without his boots on. He can't walk, but he's been carried over there by the players who are rushing to him now when they've seen his emergence out in the arena, and they're hoisting him up so he won't have to walk anymore, and they'll carry him over to the victory dais here at the MCG. How's he look? You got him on the glasses, Ted?
Yes, he's got that ankle heavily strapped. It looks like it's been taped up in ice, but he's very, very happy. I don't think at this stage he's even feeling the injury in.
No, there'll be no pain at the moment, I don't think.
The Premiership Cup and medallions presented. The jubilant Blues were greeted by 3KZ's Gerald Burke and George Ferry in the dressing rooms.
We're now with Jimmy Buckley. Jimmy, a great game, mate, and congratulations to all the players and yourself, but you've battled right on and proved everyone what a type rover you are, and that's class.
Yeah, well, I said to them at three-quarter time, George, I was just about had it, but, they said just keep going, and that's what I did. I was very pleased with the win, mate. It was nothing like winning a grand final.
We were just talking about Jez. It was unfortunate he had to come off the ground near the finish there, and when things were tight, but you fought back again.
Yeah, well, it's a champion team, mate. That's all I can say. It's a champion team.
We've got Curly Austin here, Ian. Well, what do you reckon, Curly? Are you happy about that?
Tremendous, yes. It's a big thrill. It really is. It's what you work for hard all year. We've had a long pre-season and a long, hard season, but it's worked out to the best now. It's been all worthwhile.
Earlier in the game, you were on the fence, of course, when all the Collingwood were doing all the damage. And what do you think at that stage?
Oh, they played very well at the start. They went in hard for the ball. They were first in. But we knew if we kept them plugging away, we could come back and keep going. We kept running and made up the leeway at half-time, and we kept going from there.
David Mackay. David, you're pretty happy about that one?
Yeah, very elated about that, George. I think it was a great win.
That's not your first one, though, is it?
It's my fourth final, grand final, and 3 successful, thank goodness.
Oh, my goodness me. And some fellas work all their life and never get into one.
Yeah, I've been pretty fortunate to play with a really good club, and I think this year's probably given me more pleasure than any of the others because we've worked really hard for it this year, more so than the other years, and I think we've really got the fruits of our labour.
Mark McClure. Mark, how are you?
All right, mate.
Congratulations. At centre half forward, you went down to full forward.
Well, Billy was doing too well of it early, and so they stuck me down there, and I don't know, I was probably a bit lucky, snagged a couple, and that was about it. Then he got on top of me again, But
tell me, Mark, you don't like each other by the look of it.
Oh, we're not the best of friends, no.
What did you think of that effort of Wayne Harms when he trapped that ball?
Unbelievable.
It was a great effort, wasn't it?
Fantastic player.
That was just about the turning point in the game, I think.
Well, it was. That's what won us the game. He knocked it through, and then Sheldon picked it up and kicked the goal. I was about 5 yards away, and I just said, I can't believe that.
In the Magpies' rooms, Hugh Mitchell and Bob Henderson spoke to Craig Davis.
I think we let it slip in 5 minutes of the second quarter in the time-on period because Carlton kicked 4 or 5 goals in that time-on period, and we sort of we relaxed, but to the boys' credit, that's one thing people can't say about the Collywobbles anymore because we'd come back and we were in there with a fighting chance in that last quarter.
That goal by Wayne Harms seemed to lift Carlton at the right time, and yet you were still well in the game at that stage.
Yes, Harms is a great player, and he's likely to do the unexpected, and that was the unexpected. It was a great piece of football, really.
Well, just coming up now is Ray Byrne, who was an ex-Carlton player, and was a little disappointing for you today, Ray.
Yeah, we are really disappointed.
And the conditions very hard today?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I think we're a better dry weather side than wet weather because our last 2 games we played really well on dry ground.
Where did you think Carlton won today?
She got me beat there.
It was probably just mainly their running and their teamwork, particularly after half-time. They seemed to move the ball better.
We let them get out of their forward line with the ball too easily, and they created the loose man in the second quarter. That's where they beat us, just that second quarter, that 5 minutes.
And yet at the final siren, there was only 1 kick the difference, so you still had your chances to win it.
Yeah, I don't think we were beaten. I just think time ran out on us.
Russell Olsen.
Russell, what was Tommy Hafey's instructions to you at half-time?
Well, he left it all up to us, which, we're out there. It's only up to us to go out and win the game. And he sort of got all the players, we had good spirit and we thought we could go out there and get right back into the game. And, well, we just didn't. And we still had a chance. We weren't disgraced in any meantime. But
well, Russell, I just spoke to Ray Byrne before, and it's your first time at Collingwood this season. You've had a tremendous year personally yourself. You've given good service to them. A little disappointing not winning the premiership, but rather pleasing that you played in the grand final.
Yeah, I'm very pleased to be in the grand final with Collingwood. They're a great club. I love it over here, and I hope to be able to play 100 games with Collingwood, and we will be back in another premiership next year, and we'll win that one. No worries.
Collingwood players determined to be there next year. Blues optimistically talking about successive flags. But there's a long, hard road ahead with plenty of sacrifices before that day arrives. This is Ian Major on behalf of the living legend Jack Dyer, Mr. Football Ted Whitten, plus Gerald Burke, George Ferry, Bob Henderson and Hugh Mitchell, trusting you have enjoyed the grand final of 1979 and wishing you good luck and good listening.